Hey there, welcome back. I'm glad you decided to return for another reading from the Dim Light Library. Imagine for a moment that your only chance of survival came at the expense of your friend's life. What would you do? Who would you choose? For the man in tonight's story, that answer came without hesitation. Captain Steven Bennett was just 26 years old when he found himself facing choices most of us pray we never have to make. Over the course of a single flight mission, he was presented with multiple chances to save his own life. He refused every single one of them. In June of 1972, Captain Bennett was sent on an artillery adjustment mission to aid in the defense of a friendly unit along a heavily defended area of Guangxi. Quickly upon arrival, Captain Bennett realized more support would be necessary to fend off the enemy advances and called in tactical air support. He was advised that none was available. He then called in for artillery support, and his request was denied. Determined to protect the struggling unit, Bennett elected to take on an air assault alone. He made 4 passes over enemy lines, and their forces began to retreat. As he made his 5th pass, his aircraft was struck by a surface-to-air missile. The aircraft's left engine and main landing gear were damaged badly. As the left engine became engulfed in flames, Captain Bennett pointed his aircraft away from the battlefield and prepared to make the only choice he could to save his life: eject from the airplane. As he instructed his observer to prepare for ejection, he learned that the observer's parachute had been shredded by the missile impact. Captain Bennett still had a functioning parachute. Ejecting now would save his own life, but it would certainly cost his companions. Unwilling to trade his observer's life for his own, he chose to ditch the aircraft into the Gulf of Tonkin. No pilot had ever survived this kind of maneuver. The plane cartwheeled into the Gulf and the front cockpit was crushed, making escape impossible for Captain Bennett. The observer, on the other hand, was able to escape the plane and was soon rescued. He survived because Captain Bennett chose not to. For his sacrifice that day, Captain Bennett was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor. Some acts of courage are impossible to forget. Captain Bennett's sacrifice is certainly one of them. Thank you for joining me in the Dim Light Library tonight. Until next time, remember to keep a light on for a good story.